Matt, we are going to do an absolutely awesome topic, and I'm stunned that we've waited this long to do it, and it's going to be hacking breach response. As quickly as you can, try to hit me with all the sort of issues we're going to try to approach in this 1 hour discussion.
Sure. Is it an incident or a breach is definitely one of them.
Right.
Do we have a duty to report? To who and why? Should we involve law enforcement? Which agency and why or why not? Should we pay the ransom? Is this something we could even touch on?
I know everybody says, oh, don't pay the ransom, but sometimes you actually have to make that decision, don't you?
And who makes those decisions is probably another thing. Do you have a breach response team? Do you bring in outside parties? Do you do it yourself?
And tell us about our guest who's going to be joining us and his experience in dealing with law enforcement.
Charles Garzoni, currently Deputy CISO at Centene Corporation, but in a past life led a lot of breach response, including some really big blockbuster breaches for the FBI, and talks a lot about what you get out of working with law enforcement from firsthand experience.
Let me ask, what are things you feel the people that you've worked with are least prepared for that this conversation is critical for them?
One is just this, like the stakes at hand. A lot of people think about like cybersecurity incidents. Oh, we had some malware, we're going to clean it up. But when we move from an incident to a breach, the stakes are a lot higher. This could be, fines, it could be regulators, could be financial impacts. I think the other angle you have to think about is like, what happens to our people? How often do we see a breach and, the security team gets changed out, or the CISO gets changed out, or another group gets changed out? And how are we planning for that?
What are you hoping to learn from our audience during this hour?
I'm interested in more tales from the trenches, stuff that they learned that's generally applicable to everyone. Like, what can we go maybe after this and say, you do these 3 things, you're going to be a lot better in a breach. And I hope maybe one comes from me and one comes from Charles and one comes from our audience.
Well, we're going to be talking about hacking breach response this Friday, March 8th, 2024 on Super Cyber Friday. Here is all the information you need to know.